Ladies and gentlemen, in just a few moments, history is going to be made. One Buckin nightstand at Buckin Harley's, October 4th, 2011. Get ready to laugh your Buckin asses off.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Buckin Harley's! It is my distinct pleasure to welcome you guys to One Buckin Nightstand and your MC for the evening, Mr. Brett Crandall! Buckin Harley's, how we doing? Woo, goodness. Glad you guys all showed up. Glad to be here. So can I just brag for a second? Is that cool? Yeah, I recently had sex with a model. Yeah, that's nice. That rubber cement really sticks to your pubes. Yeah. It was a model rocket. So I'm in the Mile High Club now, which is nice. But yeah, so I'm single, and I'm putting on a little weight. Not terribly happy about that. Getting kind of chubby, right? Quit eating. I decided to do something about it. Go public with it. If I gain any more weight, going on Facebook and changing my relationship status from single to double. Yeah, extra single. Body by kink. Yeah. And this little gut of mine, it's kind of like the gates at Elitch's, right? Seems like a high price to pay, but once you get past it, the rides are pretty good. Pretty good. Oh, goodness. Kind of broke lately, too, which really sucks. And I decided the best way to save money would be to give up booze. You know, just give up booze. Yeah, those booze. But I started thinking about that, and that is crazy. That's just crazy. It's crazy. Because homeless people don't give up booze. Yeah. Being broke is no excuse, my friend. No excuse. Whatsoever. But I am formulating a plan to make some money. I do know why Colorado has so much unemployment. Nobody can pass the piss test. Right? So I've decided that I'm going to start selling clean pee to potheads. Right? I've already got a name for it. I'm going to call it You're in Business. And I know how they can legalize prostitution now. I know how they can legalize prostitution. Just call it medicinal pussy. Yeah. Yes, officer, I have glaucoma. Okay, we'll take it inside. Take it inside. Jesus. Oh, goodness. You guys are fun. I like you guys. Ladies, who here has heard of a passion party? Yeah. I like the women that are raising their hands. Oh, yeah, look at it. Raise the roof, motherfucker. Oh, wait a minute. She's like, I got a gold card. Well, if you don't know what a passion party is, from the looks of you, some of you don't. It's kind of like a Tupperware party where you fuck your Tupperware. But you don't have to burp anything later. Which is nice. After a show, I did that joke. This woman handed me a card, a little business card from passion parties. And I was like, why are you inviting me to this? I'm a dude. How many sex toys are there for guys, right? There's the internet. Telemundo. And if you're old school, there's the Sears catalog. Right? National Geographic. I love me some swinging second boobs. Oh yeah. But she's like, well, you're single, right? I'm like, yeah. She's like, have you ever heard of the fleshlight? I'm like, no. Tell me more. So apparently, some guy had some kind of divine inspiration. Went out to his garage and got some materials. I guess he heard the voice like from Field of Dreams. If you build it, they will come. Yeah. So he went out to the garage, got a flashlight casing, some molded rubber, MacGyvered it so he could fuck it. Yeah. And instead of hiding it under his bed, I heard that. In shame, like he should have, he put it online. Not the original one. I don't think they allow that on eBay. Sold 3 million of these things. 3 million of these things. This guy's a millionaire. Yeah. There's 3 million guys out there fucking a flashlight right now. Yeah. Mostly World of Warcraft players. The guy's making money hand over fist. Buckin Harleys, are you ready to get this show started? Oh yeah. Alright guys, we're gonna bring up your first comedian. He's been a friend of mine for a very long time. A very talented lady. Please welcome to the stage, Mr. Drew Voley.
Started the show with me. Like, let's just say hello and then bitch slap him over the face. Like, this is gonna be the show for the night, yeah. So there's a statistic out that says about 1 to 2% of men cross-dress. So if you look around the room right now, it's still just me. Not even close.
You know what?
I do get profiled sometimes. I got pulled over by a police officer, and he searched my car for a state senator. Just banging on the window, Congressman Hinkle! I know you're in there. Guys, you ever use a pickup line you thought couldn't possibly fail? I went up to this girl, and yes, you heard that right. I went up to this girl and I was like, yeah, I'm a lot like a lobbyist. Cause if I get my way, you're gonna be fucked. I'll give you a campaign donation. That line doesn't work, by the way. Don't actually try to use it. They're in the wrong town. I do not want to be in the town where that does work. Some girl's like, you sound kind of pretty. Let me put my eye back in. Hold on. I don't know where that came from. Hitting on a chick with her eyeball hanging out. Oh, that's like the epitome of desperate. Like, I'm not even that desperate. The only thing that really works for me is Prozac. I love Prozac. Prozac is like God's way of saying, my bad. I ran out of testosterone. But here's a DVD of The Notebook and some mace. I would totally use mace, are you kidding me? In a fight, mace is better than knowing how to fight. Why would you not use mace? Like, I have 4 black belts and I'm pissed. Shit, this is perfume. I just spritzed a villain. So when is it appropriate to tell a girl that when she leaves, you're gonna wear her clothes? When does that conversation ever come up? You know, because you want to tell her, right? You don't want her to just like walk. Is someone actually trying to give me advice on this? This is interesting. Someone knows the answer. Hold on. You are the teacher. I am the empty vessel. When her husband is gone.
Inviting the Canadians to their first string so let them know.
Apparently, the only person who knows the answer is a pirate. Right, because you want to tell her before she like figures it out, like, you know, she just comes in the room one day, hey honey, wow. Are those my skinny jeans? Wait. You can't wear them. Single again.
Drew, I know you're not gay, but you gotta stop grabbing my ass, dude. Seriously. Folks, your next comedian comes all the way from Fort Collins. She's been working hard. Give a big round of applause for Rosa Mariposa!
Well, top of the evening, Bucky Harley's. Jesus Christ. Thanks for bringing me out tonight. It's been a long time. You guys are like, Jesus Christ, she's fucking brown. Did you not know? We're called Black Irish. And the Irish and the Scottish, they got together. They came out with Skyrish. Have you ever heard of it? Well, you're fucking looking at it. Isn't it grand? It's the woman and the beauty. Jesus Christ, right? My name's Rosa Mariposa. I'm so glad you guys came out tonight. It's my first time out and about. I know, random absolute crazy chicks like, this girl's brown, and she's talking like an Irish chick. I love that. So, I've just been about for like 2.5 months. And I gotta tell you, being brown in northern Colorado sometimes is a little tricky. So you have to get a little bit of the English accent in there. so that they look at you and pay attention. No, I'm just kidding. You're right. So, I'm from New Mexico. Anybody know where New Mexico is? Homegirl on the front. Oh, other people too. What? Okay, okay. And we all know where Mexico is, right? No, you don't know? It's on that side of the boat. I'm just letting you know. Anyways, I need to differentiate between Mexicans and New Mexicans because they're different. And let me tell you why. Mexicans, they'll fit like 25 kids, animals, midgets in a van. New Mexicans, we'll fit 5 people in a truck and we'll throw in a half-breed just for good measure. Not even kidding you. You know it's true. Girls all hooked up with a white dude. You know it's true. I'm just saying. And the reason why I said that is because I did too. Watch out, they don't like to wrap the stone. I'm just playing. Girl, you better wrap that shit. You have to get pregnant. But they're beautiful children, the half-breeds. I'm telling you, you know they good looking. They tell you that they got the brown on the inside though. At an early age, my kid and I moved to Southern Colorado, and she was 4 years old. And she goes around and she's like, hey Mom, where are my juice? My kid's a little white kid. She's as white as you. And you. Let's see the other white people. She's not as white as you. Yeah, she's got your hair color. You better rub that shit. Oh, you gotta understand, you're a bit whiter than she is on tap. I'm just saying. I notice your greatness though. Thanks for displaying it upon me so graciously. Jesus Christ. Anyways, so what's cool is that, yeah, I boned a white dude, but that one time, it was a good time, girl, you know. She's like, I'm holding his hand, don't even trip. I love you, girl, thanks for being here. My sister, I have a little sister, and she just had a half-breed. She hooked up with the black dude, okay? So I got the white half-breed, and she's got the black half-breed, and holy shnikes, Batman, we came out hairy on top with the black person's nose. She gonna breathe good later. It'll work out. You guys are just like, I have no idea what you're talking about. There's a black comedian coming up later. Check out his nose. I bet he smells better than all you guys do. I'm just saying. It's not the love. He's wearing orange, so he knows. Just kidding. So I gotta end with this. Remember how Brett was talking about passion parties? Yeah, you guys were here when that happened, right? I sell slumber parties. Kind of the same thing. Different names. Just a lot of the same products. Anyways, in doing this, I learned that women have a hard time talking about their business and looking at their business and helping a fella out. If they gotta help their business, girls looking at me, they're like, I don't even know what you're talking about because you keep saying business and I didn't learn it that way. You're cooter, you're hoo-hoo, you're fanny. My favorite is whispering I. Because it winks and it whispers. But anyways, if you want to learn more about females and how many ways they can have an orgasm, because it's not just one, it's not just two, it's 5. My name's Rosa Mariposa. If you guys want to know, check me out later.
Nice technique, going in from the back, huh? That must be one of the 5, I'm guessing. The back door. All right, folks. Your next comedian comes to you from all the way across the pond. Please welcome to the stage, Mr. Kevin Bennett.
How are we doing tonight, Buckin? After the last 2 sets, I feel I'm going to start my set with a prayer. Lord Jesus God, please help them laugh. And if it be your will, Lord God, please let the hottest hottest, most sexy, beautiful girl in the audience would just fart terribly. Just stick up a corner of the room. That would have done. Amen. Ladies, if you farted, Jesus thinks you're good looking. If you're a man and you farted, truthfully, you might have a terrible secret. This man knows his Bible. So Beethoven once said, music is the language of God. And I doubt very much when he said that he meant, Gaga, ooh la la, one job at romance. Somehow I just don't think that's what he's got in mind. Yet somehow we call this music, and it is across every club in the United States. That music comes on, Gaga, ooh la la. All the slutlets come out of their hovels and gyrate spasmodically like a conglomeration of drunken felines with heat. They're hearing Gaga, ooh la la. Here's what I'm hearing. Gaga, Noria, beach got the HIV snatch. There is one lyric in that song I agree with. And that's when she says, I don't want to be friends. Me neither, you butt. I smelled herpes. Take a note from Kesha and brush your teeth with the bottle of Jack. Brush your teeth, Jack. Don't you come back, you ho, you ho, you ho, you ho. That joke spanned half a century. That's a joke for the literary buffs. So man, I figured it out. I know why women talk so much. It's because they've all got guilty consciences. Ladies, you know it's true. I heard one lady talking to another lady the other day. I turned him into the cops and I kicked him in the nards. And her friend said, you go, girlfriend, that's great. I said, he only brought home the wrong kind of milk. I gotta say something nice about ladies. You know, somebody who's wise once said that a woman ages like a fine wine. And I thought, you know what, he's right. But you age any wine long enough, that shite's turned to vinegar. I imagine dating an older woman's kind of like buying milk right before it expires. You've got to drink the shit out of it. So I was eating lunch with a couple of feminists. Well, let's be fair, they were feminazis, and all I said was, you know what, I think it's more natural when women have longer hair, because I'm more attracted to women, I think it's more natural. And the lead feminist stood up, threw down her napkin, she said, what? You think I ought to be barefoot and pregnant in the kitchen? I said, she said, I ought to shave my head. Betsy, get your purse, we're out of here. And she left. And the next morning, I see them, there's 20 of them, chrome-domed feminazis strutting down the Penn Mall like a conglomeration of those bald chicks from Star Trek 1. And they're chanting, we don't need no hair no more, penises are just a bore. Signed off. And I realized something, I don't never need to be offended by a feminist again. All I've got to do, I see a feminist, I go up to her, I say, you know what, I am more attracted to women who dress modestly. I think it's more natural. And she'll be like, what? I'll show you modesty. I'll just show you modesty. And you know what? Men hate blowjobs. She'll be like, give me that dick. Thank you very much. Alright, I'm not Scottish. I've just been messing with you. I blew some of your minds. It was like the Invisible Man having an orgasm. You didn't see it coming. I like to hit on chicks with accents sometimes, it's fun, but one that doesn't work, I go, hello, my name is Kevin Bennett, may I please have your phone number? She's like, get away from me, terrorist. I'm like, this is Indian, you racist. Alright, I'm gonna leave you with this. You think Bon Jovi's mother is Mom Bon Jovi? If his father's name were Donald, would he be Don Bon Jovi? If Bon Jovi went to prison and was released, would we heretofore refer to him as ex-con Bon Jovi? If after being released he opened up a store of used goods, would we call it Pawn Bon Jovi? If there were a Latino gentleman working behind the counter, would his name be Juan Bon Jovi? If there were a bar in the back, would the bouncer be named Braun Bon Jovi? If there were a stripper in the bar, would her name be Fawn Bon Jovi? If Bon Jovi hooked up with a stripper, would the result be called Spawn Bon Jovi? One more. If Bon Jovi were in Star Wars, would he be Han Bon Jovi? Leia
Mr. Mike Hammock.
Tell you now, I'm too drunk for this. That goes there. I'd like to start off with a racist joke before they show up. Can we not all agree that on a fundamental level, I don't care if you're black, white, Republican, liberal, can we not all agree that there is something fundamentally funny about calling Eskimos snow monkeys? On a basic level, there is something hilarious about that. There's no Eskimos in here. I'll trust me, I'm going to get to every other race on the planet here in about 2 seconds. A Mormon friend of mine recently confided in me that Mormons consider masturbation an especially bad sin. Not just because you're touching yourself, but because if you don't save the aftermath, which is what they call it, the aftermath, you know, it counts as murder because those are spirit babies. And if you don't save that or freeze that or put it in a woman, it counts as murder. Which makes me worse than fucking Hitler, like in the last 20 minutes. Honestly, stay away from fucking Kevin Bennett. I doused him in a tiny genocide. They're reenacting Hotel Rwanda in his beard right now. Run, Gio, run. Well, that whole joke. Ladies, you're gonna be excited about this. The Japanese have come out with a new product. It is a male birth control. Dude takes the pill, right? Celebrate, no more swan angles for you. Dude takes the pill, and it isolates like whatever gene in your body that causes your boy's like tail to move. So they just float there like Japanese people. They're just, oh, this fucking sucks. We are so fucked right now. I know we're fucked. That's how we got here. Speaking of people from other countries, I do have a bit of an issue with Muslims, not because I think they're all terrorists, but you gotta understand if you are a Muslim, A, you shouldn't be in a bar. There are a shit ton of crazy bearded people speaking for you on the internet every fucking day, and you've gotta do something to like get over that terrorist like stereotype. Like fucking, if you've got an old American flag lying around, cut some eye holes in it, make a burqa. Go to a NASCAR race. How much fun would it be around cars exploding and no one's fucking blaming you for it? Good times. But speaking of people from other countries, Obama is trying to raise money for his next presidential campaign. One person got that. Thank you, T. Because he wasn't fucking born here. Anyway, so he's trying to raise money for his next presidential campaign, and they're having a hard fucking time. And so he's doing a raffle for $100,000. If you win the raffle, he'll come do lunch, dinner, your kid's birthday, whatever. Let me get this straight. We get our first black comedian, or we get our first black president in 235 years. Oh, it's the same way. He's a joke either way. We get our first black president in 235 years. The only money-making scheme we can think of is to auction him off. That's pretty fucking terrible. I've apparently run into the Denver liberal hillbillies. So on the racist rant, I recently discovered an interesting fact. I was watching Animal Planet. Do you know that a flock of owls is not called a flock of owls, it's called a parliament of owls? Which is an interesting fact, so it's a cool name for a group of animals. Flock of crows, not a flock of crows, it's a murder of crows, which is badass. And different animals have different names. It's a flock of crows, or a murder of crows, a parliament of owls, a pack of dogs, a pride of lions, a gang of Latinos. Different animals, when they're running around stealing serial killers, have different names. I'm sorry, I saw you guys back there. I was a little scared, but I feel like we have you outnumbered, so I feel I'll be able to say. We're all having a good time. I'm with a comedian who was murdered out front later. I was watching this show. You guys ever heard that show, I Didn't Know I Was Pregnant? Have you guys seen that shit? It's unfucking believable. It's always these huge bitches who are like, well, I thought I was really constipated. So I sat down on the toilet, and 2 hours later, I felt something new, and I looked back, and it was the baby. I was so surprised. Ladies, if you cannot tell the difference between something moving through your ass and moving through your vagina, my phone number is 719-460-4088. Now, I do gotta say something to the ladies, though, real quick. You know what the hardest fucking thing you can ask a man to do? It's not be faithful, it's go down on you. The hardest one is, I'm sorry, for girls, it's basic algebra. It's up and down. It's all y and x axis. Very simple. For guys, it turns into trigonometry. There's an angle involved, and a vector, and a target, and a viscosity. It turns into fucking trigonometry. I'm 90% sure the Rubik's Cube is based on the clitoris. Because I can get it started, I can get them both like one side, but then a better man than Lee has to come along and finish it off later. Ladies, if you want to know what it's like to go to another girl, but you will like dyke out to do it, go to Arby's, get a roast beef sandwich, and strap it to the side of your fucking cat, and try to eat it as it runs around the apartment. It ends the same way every dinner date ends. It ends with half your face is getting rugber, and the other half is being swatted at by a pussy that only tolerates you there because you just fed it. I'm not kidding everybody, that's all.
I told you it was funny. All right, folks, your next comic looks like the product of Fred Flintstone and Barney Rubble. Please welcome to the stage, Mr. T. Tom Bullock.
Good evening. My name is T, and that's not me being pretentious. It's just that I wasn't very good at school growing up. Spelling Tom wasn't going to happen. 5 letters is way too many to remember. It is really good though when you go to Safeway, because you put in your phone number, and then on your way out, the cashier looks at the receipt and he says, "Thank you, Mr. T." And I don't get mistaken for him as often as I would like, to be honest. Of course, when you look like I do, you can't even do an impression without it sounding all philosophical and weird. To be honest, I pity the fool. Doesn't work at all. I was in a band years ago, and then I got too fat for that, so I thought I'd be a comic. If I keep getting bigger, I think I'll run for political office. And if it keeps going, I'll have to be an AM talk radio host. So that's the progression, officially. It is really difficult to stay in shape, though. I saw a thing on the internet a while ago, and it said that if you sit down in your job all day, then you need to get up every 30 minutes and exercise. Whatever you're doing, if you sit down all day, just drop whatever you're doing and get up and exercise. Which is how I lost my job driving a taxi. At the place that I work now, they sent us all an email the other day because, I don't know if you guys heard, but about a month ago there was an earthquake in Virginia. And we have an office there. And so they sent us an email just to kind of let everybody know that the building was okay and all of that. And whoever was writing this email had the audacity to type, "But some of our associates were a little shaken up." Just makes me wish that the company I work for was around in the 18th century. We could have got there one morning and opened a letter which said, "You may have read about the regional difficulties in our French office, but don't worry, most of our associates are managing to keep their heads on straight." Actually, that wouldn't work at all, come to think of it, because the company that I work for does pre-employment background checks. Couldn't imagine that in the 1700s, would it? Going up to people and saying, "Ma'am, I'm afraid you've been denied employment based on your credit score." Credit score? I can't vote, own property, or have independent thought. What do you mean, credit score? Well, I'm sorry to hear that, ma'am, although with those qualifications, go and talk to Sam Walton. He's got something getting started you might like. Actually, yes, that's a Walmart joke. Good one. Of course, the other thing that wouldn't work about background checking in the 1700s is going up to guys and being like, "Yeah, it says you had a domestic violence conviction." No, I didn't know it was either. I had a bit of a bad weekend last weekend. I flew out 1,100 miles across the country to spend the weekend with the woman that I love. And on day 1 of 3 out there, I got "Let's Just Be Friends-ed," which principally was awkward because I had to figure out what to do with the other 2 days. So I called the airline and I explained my story and I said, "This is my situation. I bought the travel insurance. What can you do to help me?" So they sent out another woman, which was nice. Didn't expect that at all. What airline was that? I'm not that witty, sorry. The other day I was grocery shopping, and I was grocery shopping and I went out and I bought myself a big steak. I was really excited about this. And on the way home, I stopped and I dropped the grocery bag. And I reached down into it and I pulled out the steak. And I took it out of its wrapper. I waved it back and forth in the air and smelled it. And then threw it as hard as I could into the parking lot next to me. You might be thinking, "T, that's pretty weird behavior." Except for you, you're probably thinking, oh, shaken up because of the earthquake. That's good. You might be thinking, that's pretty weird behavior. And it would have been, except that, right at that moment, walking towards me, was a guy using a guide dog. And I just had to have some fun. I want to end with a couple of questions that have been bothering me lately. One is, they recently put The Lion King back into theaters, but it's in 3D now. But I wonder if that meant they had to change that big song in the beginning of it. It's the sphere of life. Alright, that's a geometry joke. Never mind. Never mind. You got the French Revolution one. I'll count that as a win. One other thing I've been wondering before I go. When a gay man turns 50, do people say he's over the rainbow? You've been very kind to me. Thank you. My name's Steve.
All right, folks. Your next comedian is the first lady of the night. Are we ready for a lady? That didn't sound very enthusiastic. Please welcome to the stage the very hot, the very sexy Ethel.
And I will be a substitute teacher for remedial sex education. Settle down. Are we all familiar with the female anatomy? It's worth asking. Squishing. Cuda, municipal cock wash, vertical bacon sandwich, notorious VAG, are we all familiar with the male anatomy? This is you, sir. Notes. Cat. Long-headed yogurt slinger. Purple-headed warrior. I think you should get that looked at. Beef taquito. I want you all to know when we talk about safe sex, that does not mean doing it with a helmet. I'd also like to point out, actually, my great nephew is here tonight, Joshua Skillman. He's circumcised and single, ladies. Diapering your little toys. Now I know with the recent downturn in the economy that it's affected many of you. And I've come up with at least one cost-effective solution to traditional birth control. Now you can get a whole roll at UPS store for $6.78. We'll have to be aware of some pussy odds, but I promise you it's like firecrackers. called jailbait. This tone may sound a little complicated, but I've written a little poem to break it down for you. Necrophilia. Check their pupils. Check for a pulse. If they need CPR, really thump them. If they don't breathe, you should not hump them. I brought along some flashcards, and I've got some more of those hard candies if you can get it right. I simply need to identify the things that you can have intercourse with and those you cannot have intercourse with. Can you have intercourse with this? Yes, you sir in the front. Can you have intercourse with this? No. That's illegal. Even in Wyoming. Can you have intercourse with this? Yes, but you must be spayed or neutered. Can you have intercourse with this? No, but if it's the diapers you're into. Can you have intercourse with this? Yes, and if you do it right, you might win a new car. Study hard, kids.
One more time for Ethel. All right, your next comedian coming to the stage is a much bigger man than I. He comes to you from New York by way of Fort Collins. Give it up for Mr. Doug Baird.
All right, you got the fair on the well. How we doing? Yeah, all right. Yeah. What's up? How we doing? I've had a shitty day so far. My girlfriend told me to think positive, so I took her to Planned Parenthood. I thought logical. Did you get that? It's an abortion joke. Oh man, you thought it was an STD jokes? Just because I have herpes. I just got back from Austin, Texas. Yeah, that's a shithole. And as we're down there, it's 100 degrees, 108 humidity out there. It's fucking hot as shit. Me and my friend in the car were driving the road. We look to the side. There's a girl there. Jeans, sweatshirt, jacket, winter cap on, Ugg boots. Friend looks at me and she goes, wow, she must be on drugs. And I'm like, yeah, probably ice. Yeah, cheese-tastic, right? Good for you. She doesn't get laid very often. In fact, I told her what she needs to do. She can start calling her private parts an Xbox. Probably gets more playtime. Yeah, I went to the store the other day and bought a box of condoms. Got home, realized I made a huge mistake. And by huge, I mean I bought a box of Magnum condoms instead of white man condoms. That's right, ladies. You will be disappointed. Who here's broke like me, like negative $300 broke, and I just got paid. broke. I'm so broke I got a phone call from my bank the other day, said someone stole my identity, asked them how they knew, they said my credit score went up. Yeah. Anybody here excited for IKEA? No? I'm ecstatic for IKEA because my favorite place to shop for furniture is going to have huge sales. Craigslist. Yeah. Alright. If a whore gets slapped in the forest, does a pimp hear it? Of course he does! He knows where his bitch is always at! Okay, that's a new joke. If a rat likes you, does that mean you've been ratified? Half the crowd. Alright. Let's see what else I can talk about. If pooping became illegal, would that make me a shitty criminal?
It's the rights.
Yeah, I'm gonna do these jokes all night long. In fact, I used to do experimental comedy, and then I graduated college. That's what I read, I guess. And they're like, well, it's college. I went camping the other day, and that's my idea of vacation. And I started my night off by massive drinking. Yeah. I continued my night on even further by doing some cocaine. Yeah. Continue my night even further by doing psychedelic mushrooms. Yeah. I topped my night off by hotboxing my tent with marijuana. Jesus Christ, people, I was a heroin needle away from being Greg Giraldo. Yeah. Okay. Let's see what else I can talk to you guys about. Rape's fun. I'm not gonna talk about it, but it's fun. This is going far, isn't it, right? Yeah. What if I just stood here and did this the rest of the set? He likes it new ones, I guess. Man, I went to Staples the other day, and they have a new section. It's called the Cut Itself section. It's got tape, paper, and teenage girls. What, too soon? Oh, man. Michael J. Fox just turned 50. Give it up for him. Yeah. Go on, it's okay. It's just good to see he's still out there shaking things up. You guys have been people.
Doug Bear, everybody. Doug Bear. Yeah. Anybody here frequent strip clubs? I know you do, so don't raise your hand. Nice. Yeah. Well, I expected it from you, going to the passion parties. I don't know about you guys, but I miss the old stripper names. You know, the ones they would name themselves after fancy cars, right? Like Mercedes, Porsche, Optimus Prime. She was a big girl. I loved her. That's kind of a dumb Transformers joke. You guys remember that that first Transformers movie? What was the name of that? The Crying Game? Sorry, Drew. Folks, are you ready for your next comedian? All right, this guy is hilarious. Please welcome to the stage, Mr. Josh Gilman.
What's happening, Buckin Harleys? Couple of you are alive. I'm almost out of beer. Who wants to give me another one? Did you drink out of that, sir? Look at you! Dale's Pit Crew. Thank you, sir. So now that we've got the levity out of the way, I actually want to take the tone down just a little bit and talk about something serious. I'm sure you guys all know this nation just went through a great, terrible tragedy. It was fucking awful, and I'm glad that a few of you were able to just persevere and overcome and make it out here tonight so that we can all share our feelings about this, maybe commiserate, tell stories. It's a little hard for me to say. Are you giving me food now? Oh, taking the beer. I don't want that food. So this tragedy, Facebook changed its layout. I know, it's fucking terrible. And many of you are thinking just like I am, like, where were you? Where were you the day that Facebook changed its layout? Like, I was almost there. I was so close. I was so close to being on Facebook that day, but I got distracted by YouPorn. And I love that fucking website because it doesn't bother to put on airs by asking you if you're old enough. It's like, fuck, if you can read and type it, you belong here. The other thing I like about YouPorn, I'm going to go on about this for a little bit, is that the little pictures that they show, if you roll a mouse over them, it shows little clips of what's happening later on in the porn. So you can just be like, boring, boring, she's fucking fat. She's choking on a dick, I want to see this one. Speaking of which, I think it's fucking disgusting when people kiss in porn. That's just gross and unnecessary. What guy is actually watching a porn going, man, I'd really like to kiss her. 15 cocks in her mouth, she threw up on the last guy. Come here, baby, give me a smooch. Can anybody imagine that it's very hard to direct a porn either? Like, how is it hard? You just, fuck. That's a wrap. Bring in the babysitter. Look surprised. You know where that's supposed to go. I'm not gonna do it though, I don't want to get Stacy excited. I fucking hate women so much. Oh my god, you guys make it so hard to love you. It's fucking terrible. I was talking to these two girls the other day at work and they were saying that prostitution is terrible. You should never have to pay for sex. And every woman in this bar should know we pay for it anyway. One way or another, whether it's monetarily, psychologically, emotionally, we're fucking paying for it. You know where I'm going with this, right? You're all fucking prostitutes. How's that feel? Probably not good. Since I'm still not getting laid tonight, here's a few reasons why having an Xbox is better than having a girlfriend. Reason 1, never had an Xbox that drove me to go get a girlfriend. Never been playing Call of Duty and said, fuck this shit, I'm gonna go get a girlfriend. Xboxes don't lie to you about being pregnant. Another win. I can go to my friend's house and play another system and my Xbox does not get angry at me. Another bonus. And this is the most compelling argument. The Xbox only gets the red ring of death once in a while. You ladies get it once a fucking month and I can't trade you in because you're not under warranty. For the most part, since we're on the video game topic, anybody in here know what Counter-Strike is? Like 4 nerds maybe know what Counter-Strike is. Pretty fun game, right? Some guy in France took it a little too far. His character got stabbed, right? His character died. So this motherfucker got pissed and spent 6 months finding the guy who stabbed him online. Shows up at the dude's house. When the dude answers the door, he stabs him in the chest. Missed his fucking heart. Even in real life, this guy's aim fucking sucks. And in video games, you respawn. What did he think was gonna happen? He's gonna stab the dude and he's gonna wake up in his bathroom and go, what the fuck was that? Walk out, the dude's just teabagging his corpse like, yeah, faggot. Everybody likes to look at old teabag every once in a while. My mom's a lesbian. Where we're going, we don't need segues. And it would be fucking cool, except for she looks like John Madden. And her partner looks like Pat Summerall. So like every night is Monday Night Football at my house. You know why I'm up here right now drunk telling you people shit? Digging for pot money in her dresser drawer when I was 15 and finding the strap on. Fucked up part of my brain wondered who used it. Which one was on top in this scenario? Because like imagining the two of them fucking is absolutely disgusting unless you picture John Madden going boom right up the middle, boom right up the middle, boom right up the middle. Then her partner goes, that's right, John, she took that one real deep. You guys have been
Josh Gilman, everybody. Folks, your next comedian was a finalist in the New Faces comedy competition at Comedy Works. She was also a finalist in the Great American Comedy Festival in Nebraska. Put your damn hands together for my favorite comedian, Alicia Jacobs.
Wow, no pressure or anything. How you guys doing? Alright, I want to take it down for a minute. I think we all remember we lost someone special this year. We lost Amy Winehouse. And I think we can all remember where we were when we heard the news. Amy Winehouse was dead. Actually, I remember because I was at work and one of my coworkers' dad called her to tell her. And I guess Amy Winehouse was really important in their family. And I was like, hey, hey,